Hello guys, welcome to our channel TechZen. Starship and Super Heavy are the biggest, most important pieces of Elon Musk's grand plan for SpaceX. Space Exploration Technologies Corporation, doing business as SpaceX, is an American aerospace manufacturer, a provider of space transportation services, and a communications corporation headquartered in Hawthorne, California. SpaceX was founded in 2002 by Elon Musk to reduce space transportation costs to enable the colonization of Mars. SpaceX manufactures the Falcon 9 and the Falcon Heavy launch vehicles, several rocket engines, Cargo Dragon, cruise spacecraft, and Starlink communication satellites. This video is all about SpaceX's Starship deep space transportation system. The Super Heavy booster. How far has SpaceX come in building this monster weapon? Let's find out in today's episode of Great SpaceX. On March 18th of 2021, Elon Musk gave us a taste of SpaceX's first Starship Super Heavy booster. At that time, he said that Booster 1 is a production pathfinder figuring out how to build and transport a 70-meter tall stage Booster 2 will fly. The wish was good, but the reality is pretty harsh. Almost a year after its launch, no Super Heavy prototype was ever flown. BN1 was the first Super Heavy booster prototype designed to be a pathfinder and not intended to be flight tested. It was fully stacked inside the high bay on the 18th of March 2021. On the 30th, Elon Musk stated that BN1 would be scrapped in favor of BN2 and would not roll out to the launch site and perform testing on the 13th of April 2021. The scrapping of BN1 commenced and BN2 was planned on the second Super Heavy booster prototype. However, some sections were renamed BN 2.1 and BN 3, and just a few days ago, BN 2.1 has been officially torn down and the cleanup was complete at the launch site. Let's come to BN 3 or booster number 3, once hinted to be the first Super Heavy booster to make an orbital flight. Booster 3 was only used for ground tests. On August 15th of 2021, Booster 3 was partially scrapped. On the 9th of January 2022, the remains of B3 began to be removed and cleanup was completed 2 days later. Super Heavy Booster 5 also could not escape the fate of being scrapped. On December 8th, Booster 5 departed the high bay, then moved to its new home next to the retired SN15 and 16. Before that, it was identified as one of SpaceX's first two Super Heavy boosters, making good progress towards test debuts. It is even conjectured that if SpaceX does not complete Super Heavy B5 well ahead of the B4 schedule, it will soon find itself with two test-ready Starship boosters, but only one orbital class stand with which to test them, potentially forcing the company to make some interesting decisions. But now, the company doesn't have that headache anymore, as SpaceX Booster 5 is history even before flying due to the insufficient number of Raptors. Booster 6 hasn't been scrapped, but it follows in the footsteps of BN2 becoming a test tank. I don't know if you guys noticed, but just now, we purposely skimmed to Booster 4 and talked about Booster 5 directly, and that's because we have a lot to discuss, the only booster being tested towards the ultimate goal takeoff. Booster 4 was the first Super Heavy booster to be stacked with Starship on the 1st of August with its full complement of 29 engines, 4 less than the 33 planned in the operational design installed by August 2nd. Together, they stood a whopping 120 meters taller than NASA's massive Saturn V moon rocket, which was 110 meters. On the 17th of December 2021, B4 completed its first cryogenic proof test and performed a pneumatic proof test on the 19th. After 2 days, it underwent another cryogenic proof test, which appeared to cycle. Another day later, it underwent a full-load cryogenic proof test. Although Elon Musk's last update to the test series noted B4 and Ship 20 were still said to be the duo to undertake the orbital velocity flight test, there are increasing opinions that B4 won't fly. Why is that? Firstly, at this point, the consensus among close followers of SpaceX's Starship program is the amount of time it's taken the company to complete the B4's first test. It's because, according to Elon Musk, its partner Ship 20 had a good static fire with all 6 engines. Ship 20 seems to be ready to fly now. Moreover, the orbital launch site has also experienced full tests recently. Sadly, we didn't get any sign of firing from B4. If SpaceX intended to fly the B4, they wouldn't have waited that long. Another thing worth noting is that SpaceX and Elon Musk seem to be focusing on new designs. Given the extra time from the FAA, which delayed the Starship orbital launches at least until March 1st, SpaceX has a lot of time to complete the next booster generation. Booster 7 is expected to be fully stacked in about a week. Besides that, there are already many signs of some weirder changes being made to the Booster 7 design. Furthermore, Booster 7 may be the first booster installed with 33 Raptors, 2 engines with 13 steering, as Elon Musk said last year. This is not guaranteed, but SpaceX has been running Raptor 2 tests continuously recently. As a result, it's more likely that B7 will replace B4 for the Starship's first orbital flight. Besides that, many sections believed to be Booster 8 have appeared at Starbase recently. SpaceX is rushing to speed up the production as well as the assembly of both Booster and Raptor engines. So, it wouldn't be too surprising if B4 didn't fly. Anyway, at the current run rate, SpaceX has more viable options. The Super Heavy booster will be responsible for launching the Starship to space soon, and that means if the Starship has any changes in size or mass, so will the booster. Musk has been hinting at the new rocket for a long time now. Starship 2.0 that could be a full 18 meters wide, twice the diameter of its predecessors. Many will recall that doubling the diameter of a circle quadruples its area, and in and add in, a doubling of height in a theoretical Starship 2.0 would have 8 times the surface area and 8 times the propellant tank volume, requiring roughly 8 times as much thrust and making the vehicle 8 times as heavy as Starship 1.0. Assuming that Starship's successor retains its fit, its finest ratio of height to width, an unlikely result but still interesting to ponder, the vehicle would measure 18 meters in diameter and a terrifying 236 meters in height, more than twice as tall as Saturn V. An 18-meter diameter would also make it the widest rocket ever built, with Saturn's V's SIC first stage measuring 10 meters wide and the Soviet Union's N1 block, a first stage measuring an impressive 17 meters in diameter at its widest point. If the above assumptions are correct, a very rough estimate would peg Starship 2.0's gross fueled mass at a GOP smacking 40,000 metric tons. In the unlikely event that SpaceX would use the current generation of Raptors to power such a colossal rocket, the booster would need a bare minimum of 100 or more Raptors just to lift off at all, and that's Starship 2.0. This means the world most likely has Super Heavy Booster 2.0. This new version will likely be taller, wider, heavier, with more engines, more thrust, and therefore more payload capacity. I'm sure I don't have to say this, but it's worth the wait. Of course, this is all speculation, but one can't deny that it's an exciting prospect. As with most things, I guess we'll just have to wait and see. So that's a wrap for today. Thank you for watching. If you would like to receive updates about more tech-related news, do not forget to like and subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon for more updates. What do you think about Musk's new SpaceX innovative idea? What do you think? Can we expect to have the world most likely have the Super Heavy booster? Don't forget to share in the comment section. Thank you for staying with us.